Hello world, and welcome to the stream. It's been a while. I've been kind of busy lately. Hello world, and welcome to the stream. That's not okay. Today I'm going to start working on another WebVR project. And another product actually. I was working on projects with A-Frame, but since I'm running a WebXR meetup here in the Netherlands, we have planned our next meetup in a few weeks, and we're going to compare some frameworks. And since I had some experience with Babylon.js, I decided to take care of that part of the evening and demonstrate some things on how to create WebVR in Babylon.js. And in that I have to learn Babylon.js again and see what the possibilities are. So one of the possibilities of Babylon.js is using it in Unity. There is an exporter for A-Frame as well, but it's basically using the WebGL export of Unity and wrapping it with a A-Frame template. And that's nice. It works pretty well. But there's also a Babylon exporter, and that's exporting a Babylon.js model and do everything custom. And instead of writing your code with C#, you can write your code with TypeScript and combine that with your Unity model. So I want to try a few things today. Creating a very simple model, trying to recreate a demo that Google Cardboard is using, which is sort of a hide and seek game where you are in a room and there's a cube somewhere in the room and you have to look around, find the cube, send a click event to it, and then the cube goes to a new position and you have to find it again. So that's basically what I want to try and recreate today. So first thing I have to do is import the package for the Babylon editor toolkit. This got updated a few days ago. This project can be found on GitHub. Let's import the whole thing. The one thing that's really nice is that it's not using the normal WebGL export, which takes a lot of time to export. It's using a custom exporter and create a model of your scene, especially for Babylon.js. And it's pretty fast. It takes most of the time it takes under a minute for it to export. I'm also using the Pro Builder and ProGrid tools, and I'm using the a beta version of Unity. I'm not sure if that's necessary, but I was using it, so it's pretty stable. I haven't had any issues with it. I probably have to look up the documentation again of Babylon.js. Got it open already. I'm also using Visual Studio Code. And right now I see one little issue with this. Unity is creating a lot of these meta files, and I just opened the project itself in Visual Studio Code. It makes it a bit easier to navigate around. But I'm going to disable or hide these files. So I'm going to create some workspace settings. These are the default excluded files, and I'm going to exclude every meta file as well. And you should see the effect immediately. They're gone now. Everything I will be creating will be around the scenes and stuff, so it's still loading. Somehow this always takes a lot more time when I'm streaming. So there, it's loaded. So now we have this Babylon menu here in the top with the scene exporter. Now, since I'm going to use this quite a few times, I'm going to place it here. I don't think I have to change any of the settings for now. I do have to change one other setting. No, it's not here. It's in the... Is it graphics? No. The player settings, I think it was in... Here, color space should be set to linear. And now that I think of it, I should change that. Next, I'm going to add two scripts. One for the camera. Oh, global animation is off. I want this to be baked indirect. Right, so the two scripts. One is going to be on the camera. There are some system components here, and one is the camera rig. So with this you can configure the camera you want to use in your Babylon project. So I think I just keep it at the default settings for now. Then I'm going to create an empty game object. And this will be my game controller. And there is a scene controller, and this is more settings of Babylon. So we have a camera, we have a light. Now the scene we will be using will be inside a box. So we want to create that box. And we're going to use Pro Builder for that. So let's just start with the default cube. And I want to be able to make it a bit more interesting inside the cube. So I'm going to extrude a couple of times. Let's see how big shall we make this. The inside should be maybe 10 by 10. Is that big enough? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So the red cube inside will be anywhere. Yes. Can I extract this? Yes. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Now I'm not sure what happens if I flip vertices, the normals. Yes, it's okay. Select hidden off. Does that mean that if I select everything, I don't have the sides? Great. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, maybe this is enough. I think the room will be pretty big if we make it bigger. Let's keep it at this for now, and let's flip the normals. And this is what I was afraid of. It's filled on the inside as well. And that's because I extruded it. Let's undo a couple of times. That means I have to do this differently. Maybe I can remove the bottom. No, that was not the bottom. Base selection. Now I have faces. Why can't I select object? Now it's a selection. But for some reason I keep deleting the whole thing. Why can't I delete just the face? Face selection. I'm not sure why I can't delete faces. What I need to do is select these and detach them. That should be possible. Detach faces. And now it's a separate game object. Yes. Let's hide. Now it's a separate game object. And let's move that up a bit. So this will be the ceiling. Now I should be able to select the edges, and can I do anything? Edge, loop, nothing to loop. Are these, why is... Let's just make sure these are welded together. Nothing to weld. So why is it that if I select a face... No, now it's connected, whatever. I select an edge. That's a vertex, edge.
The seasons come and go like thoughts of you.
I thought there was a way to only select.
They change, but in a cycle that I can't lose. Each painful but delightful to live through. You came into my life just like another season. Not for long, just a time, just like another season.
Well, I select them by hand. It doesn't really matter. Let's start on this side. Need to go all the way around. And then extrude the edges a couple of times until they meet up with the bottom, and hope that I have selected every edge. Right. So now I should be able to extract these. Extrude these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then go back to object. And I can say I want this object as well and say merge. Now they're merged. Now go to vertices. Vertex selection. Select hidden as well. So these are all vertices, and weld everything together. I'm just curious, this stream says I'm not live. Twitch. I hope it's wrong. I don't have any information on how the stream is going, but we should be live, so I'm just going to continue. And now I'm going to flip the normals, and we should have a nice, clean room. See, because of all the edges, but I want to extrude a few just to make the inside a bit irregular. We have a light. I'm going to modify that to a point light and move that inside. Now it's calculating and baking the lighting. Let's try it like this. And I don't think the corner. It should be in the middle of the room. So that's okay. Let's create a folder for the materials. And we're going to replace the default material with a new one. And we're going to select the standard Babylon material for this. It's white. I don't want it to be white. I just want it to be gray with a little touch of blue. So let's drop that onto the object and let's calculate it again. And I think we're going to try it and see how it looks when I export this. I have to wait for the lighting to compile, otherwise I would get a message that it needs to calculate the lighting. The scene is called sample scene still. I'm going to rename that later. Or not. So now it's creating the model and calculating all lighting, and now it's done ready. So where did it went? Where did it go? It's over here. Let me just grab Chrome. And open it. So now we should end up with a scene that looks similar to what we had in Unity. It's pretty dark, but I thought we would be able to look around, but we are not. So clearly forgot something. But we can see the wall. I think I have to specify in the camera rig that I want camera input. Now I don't have to export the whole thing again. I can just, I'm not sure, I think I have to export the scene file in this case. It's not very intelligent in what it's going to export, but it only took 18 seconds now, so that's not that bad. So hopefully I'm able to look around now. Yes, it's moving very, very slow. It's probably because of the live stream. But we have a model, we can look around. Next, let's make this model a bit more interesting. I should disable select hidden again, so I do not select faces in which I look at the back. I wonder if I can disable the wireframe or the back-facing wireframe or something. No, I can't. Whatever, it doesn't really matter. I'm just going to select a couple of faces and extrude those inward. And maybe I should. I'm going to walk back the entire thing I selected. Well, let's just leave it at one block. I'm going to select the side. Extrude those inward. Select a few over here and extrude those inward. And a few on the wall. And this will make the scene a bit more interesting. Now I think for the ceiling, I'm going to not extrude those inward, but extrude those outward. I'm going to select a bit more. Just to keep it interesting. There are some holes in the ceiling, yes. Now it's bad, I can't look around. For material is on again. I think there's material over here. I think I need to replace the default. I'm still in the game view. Man, it's hard to tell what's going on. I think I have the object selected now. And now it should have that material. Now the baking might take a bit longer. I'm getting some errors. Anything to do with what I'm doing right now, so I'm just going to delete those and pretend it never happened. And that is done, and just export the scene again. Well, let's open the game again. I'd really like to find a way to replace this spinner. Not sure if that's possible. On the other hand, everything is just JavaScript and CSS and stuff, so we might be able to just hack it. Now this scene looks a bit more interesting. I think it's actually quite small. I think the original scene is bigger. But for now, let's keep it at this. It might just more like a proof of concept to see if I can get this to work. So now I need to create a new cube. And this is the cube that we need to search. I'm going to make this a bit smaller, just half of the rest. I'm going to create the material for it. Let's use the Babylon material again. I think we can use other materials as well, but I want a red cube, and it should be red emissive as well, maybe not 100%. So now we have the wall, and let's call this material cube. And let's apply the cube material to the cube itself. There is a cube somewhere now. Let's see how this looks, and if we can find it. Now it's almost time to try out some code, I think. So it's exported. Now let's see if the cube is there. Oh, this is so slow. There should be a very obvious red cube somewhere. Yes. So there it is. Nice. Let's just keep this open for now. So now when the game starts, this cube has to be placed at a random position. Maybe the cube itself should be able to do that. So I'm going to add some scripts. Let's add a new folder. Now these scripts for Babylon are... they need two parts. You need a part in C# that you attach to your game object. And you need a TypeScript file, a TS file. And that's what's actually compiled and used by Babylon. So inside the scripts folder, I'm going to create both. They're both in the Babylon submenu. So I'm going to create the editor script, and it is the cube editor components. And I'm going to create a mesh component, I think, and I'm call this cube component, and this is the TypeScript file. So now when I switch to Visual Studio Code, I have the scripts folder with both of them in here. Now I'm going to leave the module named project. I'm going to fix this path. So this file should be in Babylon. Yes. And there is also a Babylon.manager file. So now in here it knows about the mesh component and all that kind of stuff. So if you are used to working with Unity, this might look familiar. There are just a couple of methods you can implement and use inside your component. I'm going to rename this to cube component. So now we have project with a cube component, and we have to specify this inside the editor component as well. I'm going to the editor component, and this is what's used inside Unity itself. So this was called a project and cube component. And now to see if this works, I'm going to leave or add a line here. I'm just console logging this dot, let me think, can I just do get? Now the IntelliSense start lagging again. There was it metadata? Property. It was property, yes. I want a property of type string. Or I should cast it to string, I think. And the name of the property is I think it was hello. Yes. So now I have a reference to this property I can set in Unity. And the property is hello. So if this is working, I should see hello world inside the editor. After I added this editor script to my game object, of course. So let's go back to Unity. Now it knows some things have changed. Yes. I should be able to go. Let's kill that window. So now I need to add that component we just created. Scripts. Let's just search for. Why isn't it? Can I just drop it like this? Yes. What did I miss? Let me quickly check the documentation. I thought I did it before. There's a lot of documentation on the Babylon.js side. Let me just move it over here. There is a lot of information on Unity, and we're working with the scripts components now. So I created a mesh component. Add the script component from the menu. Oh wait, the name does not match. I did not rename this component. A cube editor component. I think it should be like this. Now it's compiling again. And it's compiling yet again. Or still compiling. Takes a lot of time for such simple code. And there it is now, it should work. I have this cube. So now there's a cube editor component here I can add. It's the product cube component. Let's make sure this works. Hello Twitch. Now I'm going to export the whole thing again. Now in this case I changed the scripts and I added it to the mesh, so I think I should export the scene again as well. So let's open Chrome in the background. And open the editor tools, if they were. Yes, there they are. Cannot read cube component of undefined. Cannot read cube component of undefined. Class cube component. Cube component. Project. It should work. It's funny, I tried this before and then it worked. Cannot read cube component of undefined. And there are some scripts in here, so maybe this will tell us something. The TypeScript file is not added. Maybe the script should be near the scene. I'm not sure, but that's what I had last time, and then it worked. Let's try again. Let's compile the scripts. I think just to be safe, let's build everything. Okay, let's refresh. It's odd that that TypeScript file is not... Oh, yes, I think I know what I did wrong. Huh. There is an option here, somewhere, that lets you choose between TypeScript and JavaScript. And I do like to have these separated, so let's move them back. Just see if it works. Let's just try compiling the script there. It's compiling itself. It's still compiling. Just curious. Does this have any properties? No, it's not doing any. No, I think the IntelliSense is not really helpful in this case. Oh, wait. Cancel. I can't cancel this. Why is there a cancel button if it's disabled? I noticed it's switched TypeScript off again. Yes, TypeScript. Build and run, build. So now it should compile the TypeScript files. And when we run it, it should work. It may take a while. It is compiling the TypeScript files now. That's great. That's great. That's nice. It really is taking a while. It's just I'm not sure what files it's compiling. At least my file, but maybe more. Almost a minute. Let's refresh this and see if it can find that cube component now. Hello Twitch, it's working. Yay! So now we have a connection between all of a sudden I have a bad cough. So now we have a connection between TypeScript and Unity. So that's nice. Now I want to change these script properties. So let's go back here. Do I want a header? I should be able to use the regular... Nah, IntelliSense is not working. I should be able to use the normal headers in here as well, I think. I'm gonna go try that some other time. Can I use a... I don't have any IntelliSense. Is it called a vector of 3? I don't know. We'll see. If it breaks, then it's not a vector of 3. I'm curious if it will update the component as well. Or if I have to reset it or something. Let's kill this window again. Otherwise I can always use strings. But I'm very curious if I can take vector information from Unity to TypeScript. It's done. It's not automatically updating the component. It is. Nice. So this will be the area this cube will move in, I think. So where is position 0, 0, 0? Is that... So I could... I don't want it to be inside one of these cubes, so I basically want it inside. Or shall I just hard code it? For now I'm just going to hard code it. It doesn't really matter. So at the start I think owner is the mesh. Owner is a mesh. Is it not in here? Even this IntelliSense is slow. Everything is slow today. It should be owner. This dot owner, and this is an abstract mesh. An abstract mesh is, I think it's the base type of every mesh. So let's just set the position on that. I'm hoping it has a position. To a new Babylon.vector3. Oh, now we have IntelliSense. Then why don't we have it here? Isn't it so that if I do this in TypeScript, it will become a property? Let's try this. I'm not sure if it's going to work, but we'll see. And let's create a new random position. And let's see. It was 10. 10 on the X. 6 on the Y. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on the Y. So this is times 10. Oh, and random is a function, yes. So now right at the start it should set the position of the mesh and just place it somewhere in the room. And it's compiled. Let's load it. It cannot be reached. I guess the web server wasn't started. Now it is. And it might that we just had an error. And we didn't. Now the question is, even when it's moving so slow, where is that cube? Is it somewhere very low in the corner and then it did not move? No, it's not in the corner. So I think it moved somewhere. But where? It is gone. Maybe it is inside one of those other cubes. Might be very funny if it is. If it's just the first try. That is just inside one of those other cubes. So let's look again. Maybe there's an issue with the script. It's not here. We don't have an error. And we don't have map files. Let's add a breakpoint here. And try to debug this for a second. And see if we can find out what's going on. Now we're in this breakpoint. Owner is a mesh, so that's nice. Does this mesh have a position? It has. -33 to -6. Is that what it's? No, it's not what it is at here. Wait. That's 6 up. This is minus. It runs to -10 and -10. So we have to translate this in the other direction. And that might not be the issue, but I think I just exported the scripts only, so it's still the old mesh. But I think this is the mesh. Is there a name in here? Can I see the name of the mesh, please? On the name cube, yes. That's nice, that's nice, that's nice. You can always use, also use tags. I read that, so like you might use in Unity itself. So it probably is moving, but in the wrong direction. So now let's compile the scripts again and let's see if it moves in the correct direction. I don't think we will be able to finish this today. But I really like to continue working on this, so I'll probably continue tomorrow. Because I really want this to work and learn how to do this. And now it's moving in the opposite direction. Yes, there it is. There is a cube there. I think it even has a shadow. That's nice. So now if I refresh, the cubes should be somewhere else. And then we basically have the first part of the game ready. And then next time I'm going to make it so that when you look at the object, or maybe we can use a controller, but it will be hard to show on the stream. Yes, it's somewhere different. Let me just check the manual or the documentation if there's a click command or something on the. Well, we are going to leave it with this for today. Tomorrow I'm going to, I hope tomorrow, I'm going to add an event handler to this cube and move it to a new location once you found it and clicked on it and selected it and looked at it or whatever. One last thing, it's not WebVR yet. Let's make it so that it's running WebVR. I think it's very, very simple to do. I need to add another script. And this time I'm going to add the global startup script. This script always runs when the application starts. And it has a couple events in here, or methods that are called. And one of them is execute when ready. I'm going to fix this path again. And I'm going to create a new Babylon VR experience helper. And I think I need to pass this the scene. And the rest is optional. So this will kick off the VR, if I'm correct. So let's just let this compile and then we'll see what happens. I believe this should modify the default camera when you go to VR and change it to a VR camera. It should add that little icon in the bottom and does some things under the covers to make it work in VR. And in the future we can even go further and add interaction with the same, kind of the same way. And I think I did it wrong. It should be the other way around. This might work, but I'm not sure if it's going to add everything to the scene as well. So we're going to do a scene dot Create default VR experience. That's the one I need. So it might take a minute again. But then we're finally done and it should be VR enabled. Off camera I'm going to see if this works in the headset as well. But you can use this everywhere, from cardboard to Vive to all kinds of mixed reality devices. That's the nice thing about WebVR, it just runs everywhere. One code base. So let's refresh this and see what's happening. If everything went well, we should have a VR icon in the corner. Yes, there it is. And when it's done loading, I should be able to switch to full screen mode by clicking this icon. It's still pretty slow. I have to look into that and see if I can improve that. Oh, then it's gone. Huh. I think Unity somehow... there is something in the game controller as well, in the camera. There's about the WebVR stuff. But it's not the default VR helper. I'm not sure why it disappears. I have to look into that, and I'm not going to do that right now. I'm going to thank you all very much for watching. If you like what I'm doing, please follow me. If you're watching this on Twitch, you can hit the subscribe button, the follow button. If you are watching this on YouTube, the recording, please come to my live channel sometime and we can have a chat. If you like it, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. And I really hope to see you again next time. And with that, take care, have a great day.